Welcome to Millionaire Mountain Woman channel. So today, welcome all the Millionaire Mountain women around, and come around and let's listen to um, today's discussion and join in. Please join in. I thank you for all the people who have actually joined this community, making a small community, growing a small community into a great community. So today we're going to be discussing that money story. We talked a few weeks ago about the money story that was running our business. So today we're addressing the whole point of the money story running your business. Let's rewrite it. So when we first started, I talked about the fact that we're doing journaling, and how powerful journaling has been in my story. So today we're rewriting. So it took me maybe 2 weeks to rewrite the money story that I was telling my business, and my business was manifesting back to me. It's not a joke. It's taking the time. And without taking the time, we don't get the results. So I want to talk through the journal and the things that I talked to the money story that was running my business. These are the things that the money story would come up with all the time. And then I began to look at them, each point, address them one by one, and begin to tell a different story. So here we go. So what was it saying? First story was always, I am waiting for a certain type of people to turn up who recognize the value that I am offering and place their order. So what I'm feeling, what I'm talking to the story that's coming, repeating itself over and over and over again. So I started to look at that story, started analyzing the story. Well, what is it I'm saying? What is it, the energy that I'm sending out? I'm saying I'm waiting. I am waiting. So what am I doing when I'm waiting? I was waiting. Nothing's happening. Nothing's changing because I'm waiting. Right? And the next story that kept repeating itself is, I feel awful with the lack of sales. Clients coming for sales. I feel awful. And I mean, I'm not joking. I'm not brushing this over. I felt awful. What does awful mean? It means that my energy is so low. So if my energy is so low, and I'm telling this money story over and over again, what is likely to come from it? So this is a point I'd like you to comment on and write something in the comment section below. If I'm waiting, number one. If I feel awful, number two. What is it saying? And then the number three thing is, the lack of money is showing up again and again when I need it the most. It seems to choose itself when I need it the most. This low level when I need it the most, when I need it. Not what I want, what I need desperately. So what is it? What's likely to be happening then? What's the story that I'm writing over and over and over again? It takes a lot of courage to admit it. So write that down for yourself. What is it? What is it I'm saying to myself over and over again? You can start it today and write in the comments, or get yourself an exercise book or a notepad and write it, or write it in your notes on your phone. And then one other thing I used to say when I was first in business, I say it a lot, in this type of business that I'm in, legal services. It's 58,000 per month, 58,000 per month or per week is become a long distant memory. Hmm. A long distant memory. What does that infer? What does that say? What am I saying? I'm saying that volume of income is not going to be visiting me anytime soon, because a different type of income, which is below that, is coming in. So that's not a good thing, but it's what is rewriting itself over and over and over again. And then number 5, I'm encumbered, I'm weighed down by all these government processes, what the government is doing. What is it? I'm externalizing it. I'm making it someone else is doing it to me. So, in order to rewrite the money story, we have to catch hold of the stories that are coming up over and over again. And then the one that used to really would throw me into the depths of depression, that's for sure. Definitely. Throw me into the depth of depression was this saying: why would a bright, intelligent person like me, with academic and personal accolades, have to so little money or wealth to show for it? I mean, I didn't have nothing, but why would I have so little to show for it? For the brain, for the knowledge, for the personal accolades, the things that I'm able to achieve. What would be the wealth not show up? Why would it not? And then the last thing would be, I would think to myself, when these deep holes and of darkness and nowhere to go would come, is like, when is the best time to write my money story? Rewrite the money story. Is it when you're on top of the world and you can feel all the energy coming in, feeling rah, 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 it's been a good week, it's been really great? Or is it when you're in the deepest low level? So it I think we're gonna hold on to that one, stay on board, and let's see the answer to that one. Why and when should we rewrite the money story? Is it when we're in the depth of despair and when we can see nothing? Or is it when we're high up in the mountains? So for each money story, I began to rewrite the money story. I suggest that we talked about journaling as part of this process of this channel. So take out that journal. Let's start rewriting it. So the first one, I am waiting for a certain. I began to write, stop waiting. Stop waiting. Dwell in money energy. So stop waiting. So stop waiting. Dwell in money energy instead. You feel that your whole body begins to relax. Stop waiting. Right now, write this down. Stay with me now. We stop waiting and instead we dwell. Dwell. There's a scripture that says, he who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide in the shadow of the Almighty. So, against all odds, against all that is pushing, against all that is saying, dwell. Dwell in that energy, in that spiritual strength of abundance and wealth. Stay in it. So what I'm saying is kick back. Kick back. We can either stay and go down that rabbit hole of negativity, or we can kick back. Rewrite in that money story. Write back to it. Speak back to it. And so number 2 then, I feel awful with the lack of sales. I begin to say, write something different. Dare to write something different. Dare to say something different. Say something different. Write something different. Money is showing up now in abundance. It's circulating. I began to write that, rewriting that money story. It's circulating powerfully. Power, love, sound mind. Grab hold of that. And then we're going, lack of money showing up over and over again. Rewrite that. Money showing up now in abundance. It's circulating. It's coming to me. I am abundant. I am in that energy. And then the one, 58,000 per month or per week is a long distance memory. Well, bring it in. It sometimes you have to set audacious goals and be audacious and be very bold in what we say. It will be, you'll feel the same initially, but be bold and write boldly. This channel is for people who are going through something. They're really experiencing something and seeking a journey to get out of it. It's not because everything is showing up good and everything is showing up wonderful, but in the middle of it, we're writing something new. So 58,000 a month is now replaced by 110,000 a month. Well, that takes a lot of courage to say that and to write that, but that's what is being written. And when we query and we wonder, what is the power of writing? It is written. It draws me back to when Jesus was in the wilderness and he was being tempted of the devil. And the devil said to him, take these stones and make them bread. Jesus always said, it is written. So your writing is powerful. Writing is powerful. He said, it is written. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. It is written. So when something says to you, this is a load of baloney, all this writing, remember, even the very Son of God said, it is written. So write it. We're rewriting the money story. So write it. Because what is written is very powerful. What is written is connected to our brains. It's connected to our sense of self and so many other parts of us. And it fires off neurons in our brains, millions of them. It is written. So don't be afraid to write. We're rewriting that money story. It is written. So write it. It is written. It is written. Very simple. There it is. It's not flamboyant. It's not powerful PowerPoint, but it is written. It is written. Write it. Rewrite the story. Rewrite the thoughts that are coming. Rewrite them over and over again if necessary. And then the next thing, the government processes are just weighing me down. They're tying me back. They're holding me back from my wealth, from releasing me so that I can get on and do my next phase or my next project. So I began to write something new. So write it new. There's another writing here. I began to write instead. Government processes has released me. I've unclipped myself from them. I'm set free from them. I'm unclipping them. There's a scripture that says, "Oh, that if I had a wing like a dove, I would fly away and be at rest." So write the release. Write it, connect it to the neurons of your brains, and then the neurons of your brain connect into the your skeletal, the fiber of your being, right from going down to your spine and across all of your body, connected. And then when I've written that, I began to write again. I demand my state change. I learned this one from Tony Robbins. I do, and I find a quiet corner or space and I go and I do that exercise. I demand my state change to a place where God's energy and power of money is circulating for me, with me, and in me. That's what I'm writing. And I've written it down. So when you write it down, you have something to go back to. If you agree with this, can you say, yes, I agree? You can even write down in the comments section, it is written. Because we're talking today about rewriting. I have seed sources for money that multiplies without any effort from me. And I'm not one for this whole idea that things are just going to appear. I believe that when you've put into place your skills and put into place your talent and created, and you put them out there, they will come back to you like a potato seed that's in my garden at the moment. Lots of potato seeds. They look dormant at first, then they began to look green. And then bit by bit, the flower comes, they die down. It's like, ooh, are there really any potatoes there? But the seeds are sown. So we have to believe that they're made to grow and to multiply. Something has to be buried, something has to be sown. And then the one that says, why would a bright, intelligent person like me, with academic and personal accolades, have so little money or wealth to show for it? Well, if you listen to Bob Proctor, one of his stuff about listening over and over again about changing the paradigm, he talks about the paradigm shift, right? And he talks about it's not always the people with the most highest education who are the most wealthy in life. It's more about connecting and working from within a certain paradigm. It's a perspective. If you have a way of thinking, your thinking also includes your writing. It influences your writing. So if you think a certain way, you write a certain way. Like the author in Think and Grow Rich, If you think from a certain perspective, you see money and wealth from a certain perspective. So this academic and this personal accolades has to be directed into a place where it is not just totally depending on that, but into go into a space where you can use that skill and that accolade. It's called it's like a powerful engine to direct you. The word I'm looking for is like, it's like all the processes and all the talents and all the abilities that you have, or I have, I begin to capture that and finding out how that can be multiplied, and not just focusing on the fact that that person has a master's degree, that person has a PhD. It's it If you have those accolades and you don't have the understanding or the ability to think and utilize that wider than just the academic or personal sphere, then your wealth would not be as strong as it could be. So, connection and energy and spiritual wealth, tapping into those sources, as well as thankful for your academic or non academic experience and accolades, is just as important. Because someone who did only grade 12, if they've tapped into that energy and they work from a certain paradigm, they can be 1,000 times more wealthier than someone with just academic credentials. And then number the last one is, when is it best to rewrite your money story? Is it when you're at the lowest, or when you're at the highest sense of feeling of energy and well-being, when things are working out for you? Or is it when things are not working out for you? This is thank you for watching to this point, because this is a really important point that I've started to look at when I was rewriting my money story, that was running my business, rewriting it and standing in a strength that I didn't know was possible. I concluded that when you're feeling at your lowest, it's the best time to rewrite your money story. Pick up the pen and pick up your phone or whatever you write on, and start writing when you're at the lowest ebb, because you're likely to be honest at that lowest ebb, and touch with the feelings, with the emotions that you're facing, and that are telling you about what you can do and what you can't do, and repeating to you what you haven't got from what you have got. At this low level, it takes energy, it takes courage, and it takes the ability to connect to faith, and fall into a sense of being. When you Well, it's like, well, I can't even see the light in the tunnel. This is the difference with this channel. We cannot even see the light in the tunnel. In that space is where we begin to grow from that. So we can't see the light, but we visualize that light. We bathe in that light when nothing is there. Because the Bible said faith is the substance of things hoped for, it's the evidence. So it's the faith that is targeted. It's not our job, it's faith. But we assist our faith by standing up with courage and writing down in the middle of it what we want. So it's like facing in the eye of a storm. Talk my money and my wealth in the eye of the storm. You have to keep pushing. You have to keep going. And sometimes we learn to relax. Stay in the strength and let it wash over us. Let it fill us. Like in the Bible, it said that the light came into the darkness and the darkness could not comprehend it. Could not comprehend it. Because once the light came, it totally consumed the darkness and there was no darkness anymore. So in that money story, rewriting that story, you rewrite even when it looks hopeless. When it feels hopeless, that's when we write the most. And then we lay down what we've written and we trust. And we walk in that identity. And we stay strong. And surround ourselves with wealth thinking. Surround ourselves with abundant thinking. And ask the subconscious mind to open up pathways, connect with infinite intelligence, and walk us in that path, reveal to us, magnify to us our wealth creation capacity. And also bring in from seeds that we've sown before. Bring harvest from seeds that we've sown before. 100-fold if necessary, 1,000-fold if necessary. So even in the dark places, you think, well, how can I? It's ridiculous. It's overwhelming. Switch it to imagination. Write from your imagination. Writing from your imagination is the biggest way or the strongest way of rewriting that money story. I'm a money distribution channel. Money is attracted to me. It's become my new companion. Because it's a resource. It is not something that does things to us. It's a resource. It's there, available for us. It is a magnetation. It also reflects a magnifying of abundance. So in Proverbs it said, the blessing of God that make us rich and add no sorrow to it. That is the money story that we write. We rewrite them. Sometimes we have to go back and rewrite a sentence over again. Because what we write is what we're magnifying to us. We're manifesting back to ourselves. Because writing is so important that the Creator, when he was tempted, said, it is written. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. There was nothing made that was not made by him. So if he's the Word and he says, write the Word, we write the Word. And so that's rewriting the money story begins to show up. Things begin to show up in our businesses that we never thought was impossible. opportunities begin to show. And also, we become the fountain of opportunities as well for other people. So it's not a one-way street, it's a two-way street. And the talents and the accolades that we have can be used so phenomenally that we couldn't have even imagined that we could walk this path and we could go this way. So, thank you. And please let me know. And when you've written your money stories, and I'll put in the link where you can send a copy of the money story as well, the rewritten one. Let me know, where you are when you've written that story, in your lowest ebb or in your highest state. It doesn't matter if you write it in different states, but I'm saying, when is it best to write? I'm saying it's best to write when things aren't going so wonderfully, when we're choking on something, when it's not going as well. But you may have a different opinion. So let me know what your thinking is. And thank you. And we look forward to seeing you and the journaling process in our money story. And here's from the Millionaire Mountain Woman. Thank you. And we're all Millionaire Mountain Women on this channel. That's our destination. We've arrived at the destination and we're working our way back or back up to it or in the middle of it. But that's our destination. And we stand in faith on that mountain at the very top, at the height of everything, which is good and prosperous. And thank you for watching. We look forward to seeing you on our next video. And please like and subscribe and share this video with someone else if you find it helpful to you. It will be helpful, certainly helpful to someone else. Thank you for watching.